I think most people there treat me as a foreigner.
Do you think they will treat you a little bit differently when they realize you're from Japan, or ties when it comes to a partner?
But thing I might notice might be like the looks. But if you're
Introduce where you born and raised up, and which university you go in Japan, and your major and age.
Okay, I grew up in Osaka, Japan, and I go to Kansai University in Japan, sophomore year, so I'm 20 years old, majoring linguistics in Japan.
And what you study here as an exchange student?
As an exchange student, I'm studying English and I'm taking some university courses here.
Okay. Where you born and raised up, and where your parents come from, your age and major.
So I was born and raised in Brazil, in the south of Brazil. It's a state called Paraná. I'm 22. This is my final semester at the U, and I'm majoring in psychology and anthropology. So my family's Japanese. My parents were also born and raised in Brazil, but my grandparents moved from Japan to Brazil.
Well, I was born in Utah, but I lived most of my life in California. Currently a senior studying mathematics and Japanese. So I'm 22. Yeah, my mom's Japanese, but my dad is American. She's from Nagoya.
So for Mari and Ethan, do you mind use Japanese to tell us your Japanese level?
中級?
中級と上級の真ん中ぐらい。
Okay, I think I will ask Maria first. When you grew up in Brazil, were there a lot of diversity in your area, and have you ever felt a little bit hard to blend in with other Brazilians?
Oh, so I guess where I'm from, there's a lot of diversity, not as much as other places, I would say. I went to school in like a Dutch neighborhood, so a lot of the kids were like Dutch descent, but still I don't think there was much of a problem like blending in, especially because my parents were also born and raised in Brazil, used to the culture and everything. And then yeah, I don't think it was a big of a challenge. It was more like not having someone that looked like me, but that wasn't a big challenge, yeah.
So for Ethan, how does that look like growing up in California as a half Japanese person? And also when you came to Japan visit your relatives, how other Japanese people will react to you?
Yeah, so California has a lot more diversity. And so I want to say that it was a good mix of white people and Asian people. A lot of my friends were like Indian or East Asian as well. And so I kind of fit into like the racial average already, so there wasn't too much of a problem fitting in. It was more an issue that I didn't fully fit into either the American group or the Japanese group, but we managed. In Japan, however, it's very much clear that I'm not fully Japanese, and so I think most people there treat me as a foreigner.
And what language do you speak with your parents?
I speak English to both of them, but I try to speak Japanese as well as practice, because both of them are fluent in the language, so yeah, I practice it at home as well.
Oh, so for Tomoki, do you think they will treat you a little bit differently when they realize you're from Japan, or you're a clear foreigner here?
Yeah, I think they treat me nicely when I tell them I'm from Japan. I think that's just because of when I say I'm from Japan, they know my, identity. And when I tell them, they share like an experience about Japan if they have them, or I've met a lot of people who like anime or something about Japan. So yeah, I think they treat me better.
So, okay, for the next section, it's about dating and beauty standards. What do you prioritize when it comes to a partner?
I prefer like a person who has a good personality more than like outlook, face or shape.
他们其实真的还蛮在意
个性
不合不合跟个性好不好。
非常非常标准的答案。
就是亚莎西都。
我喜欢好人，
我喜欢好人，这很好笑，因为台湾女生如果说就被发好人卡，代表你没戏唱。就没想到，这个人会帮我送茶来。
这个人哦，我约他就一定会出来。
好，我不约他也不会就是烦我。
对，
好，不会打电话给我。好，那如果真的要教日本那个术士，是不是要做一个内在美人呢？
也不错。
好，这没有，其实不是，是要做一个努力。日本男生就是很简单，有一个非常简单的结论：笑容可爱的萝莉，不需要女生那么爱萝莉。
对他们真的没有。
I really care height. I don't really care how tall they are.
Even taller than you a bit?
Okay, I prefer a smaller girl than me. But in general, I don't care about their heights or yeah.
What is the first thing you will probably consider when it comes to finding a partner?
Decide how I feel when I talk to them for the first time. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question. I'd say I grew up in a pretty like diverse country. Of course, there are like some beauty standards. Probably more used to like the Brazilian beauty standard rather than the Japanese one. But thing I might notice might be like the looks. But if you're trying to get someone, probably like just personality and good conversations, I would say. But it's kind of hard to navigate, like I guess just the dating culture or expectations of people that come from a different country. So yeah, I don't know. I don't have much experience with like dating people, so it's really hard to compare that. But I do think that it's expectations and all this kind of stuff, they're like different. Yeah.
Thanks. Of course. Just
I don't know. I've never really had too much dating experience just in general. But when it comes to a person who I'm trying to like figure out whether I have good compatibility with, generally speaking, it's probably going to be a person of my nationality, so like either Japanese or American, maybe a mix. We just don't see mixes too often. And then I really want to meet a person who can really appreciate me for both my American and my Japanese side at the same time, instead of focusing solely on one or the other. I think that's really important. But yeah, as long as we have like good compatibility, and yeah,
I want them to be clean.
okay.
And I actually couldn't even eat and sleep well because I was really stressed out. In high school, I was getting up at 6:30. I don't think I wanna live here forever.
I do plan on studying in Japan for graduate school for a few years.